Hello everyone, Revan619 here, and 1.3 just went live. Just become aware of this. No, I have not seen these changes ahead of time. So the creators that are now in the Outcap thing, they got at the same time as everyone else. So let's have a little look through. So I'm going to look at stuff specific for actual gameplay. I'm going to skip a lot of the fixes and miscellaneous things, just sort of stuff that interests me as a builder and stuff that we'll be looking at that. So you'll see the sections that we'll skip as it comes up. So 1.3 is now live. I'm currently downloading that in the background. I will probably live stream a slow playthrough where you can come in and ask questions, and it'll be a little bit less frantic than when we did the Grim Dark Challenge, so I'll actually have time to interact and answer things. So let's have a look at some of the highlights here. So co-op mode is now available on consoles. Console Brothers eating good. PC still is bugged as hell. You got locked into a lot of places where cutscenes would get stuck. Multiple new cutscenes and major reworks from old cutscenes. Cool. Major increase availability of conviction points. Yep, they've doubled the colony reward conviction points and some other stuff, so that's looking good. A lot of new voiceover, including companion banter, voice cutscenes, fixed problems with many voice lines and pronunciations. Voice. Many narrative updates and colony events and rich selections of rewards for them. That sounds good. I'm looking forward to seeing what that is. Multiple encounters have been redesigned and made significantly more challenging based on community feedback. Thank God, because I have been on the developers' internal thing just absolutely kicking up a storm, but they keep making the game way too easy. Rebalance of equipment at loot tables for Act 1 to 2. That sucks for us because we've only just finished updating the loot tables for 1.2. Yay! 12 new Force Swords. I've had a look at some of these because I did spot them in the game files. Yeah, they look nice. I'm tempted to do a Force Sword Arc Militant Blade Dancer run through just to test out all the Force Swords. Maybe run as a heretic. Over 20 other new items were added to loot, rewards, and vendors. Sweet, so that's 32 new items. Updated character models for Heinrichs, Ablard, Kibella, and Argenta to better match their portraits. Hopefully they fix Kibella's horrible thumb-based haircut. I love updates to French and German localization. You can now rotate Grand Strategist zones with the R key, or square and X on the consoles. I understood how zones worked, and it was based on your perception as the Grand Strategist. I didn't care about that, but this is still a big benefit. Honestly, if you take on Cassia, Grand Strategist, you normally take improvised strategy because you go into her navigator ability, so you just get random stratagem. Stratagems are actually really powerful, by the way, so I hope more people will get to try them out and use them. Demons summoned by Uralon can now properly attack and use their abilities. Noise. I've never used him. Maybe they'll definitely do a heretic run through for that specifically. Many items previously unavailable to Yirle and Mazrahai can now be worn by them, and lots more. That's good. That's very good. So, talking about crashes and softlocks, most of these I don't really care about, but they have fixed the Sire getting locked if you kill him too hard, and that's specifically thanks to me, because in the Grim Dark Challenge I one-shot him, it skipped his other two phases, and it locked you. That sucked. So they said that they've reduced some of the lags, but they haven't talked about the lag from burst fire weapons here, so I'm not very keen about that, because a lot of my builds, I can get my burst fire to 40 to 60, and it almost crashes the game to use it. Looks like that's not been addressed yet. They've done some optimization for consoles, don't really care about that. Lots of updates for the narrative here, so stuff about romances, bug fixes. We're going to skip all of that. None of that's really relevant to us. What is relevant to us? Mechanics. So let's have a look at that. Fixed an old annoying problem that appeared in many battles across the game, where if combat started from a cutscene, random units could sometimes get stuck for 30 to 60 seconds doing nothing. Good. Some talents from previous archetypes were not available in Exemplar. Fix. This was very apparent with Soldier and obviously Bounty Hunter. So some of the Bounty Hunter abilities couldn't be taken in Exemplar, and some of the Soldier abilities couldn't be taken in Exemplar. I've reported those specifically. They are now fixed. Exemplar has 2 new talents, Vital Points. Whenever the character scores a critical hit, they have a chance to increase their critical damage bonus by half. This chance is equal to the character's critical hit chance. That's a really, really strong Exemplar talent. I'll probably be taking that. Tipping Point. The character's dodge reduction and armor penetration are increased by 10% of their critical hit chance. Also huge. Those are 2 really strong perks. Demons summoned by Urlong can now properly attack and use their abilities. Cool. Consistency pass on all grenades. If grenades deal direct damage, targets can avoid it the same way you could avoid any area attacks if the grenade had any additional effects alongside this damage. This will be avoided as well. For grenades that deal no damage directly, there is no avoidance, only save checks. I'm not sure if that means like direct damage. If that's direct damage, that means lethality from assassin buffs it, but I think it might just mean their damage. Mid consistency pass and cooldowns various stimulants. Typically you can use most stimulants without limit unless they have a fixed duration in their description. Cool. Many talents that provide bonuses to damage previously didn't affect damage over time effects. Fixed. Okay, you might have seen from my previous video that I did over 10 million damage with a Executioner. Turns out you should be doing more damage, so that's a massive buff for Executioner. God damn. The battle with Children Footfall has been reworked to make her tougher. There's more stuff in her retinue and she has new abilities, so that's going to be cool to see. The encounter with certain forearm enemies in the Wasteland Wayfarer has been made significantly more intimidating based on community feedback. Gene Stealer buffs. That's good, that's good, that's good. Electro Priests and have had their damage fixed to finally pose a threat. Yeah, they did 0 damage. The Arc Reactor was very easy. Okay, so this was another one that was directly fixed because of me complaining about it. Arc Militant's versatility now correctly interacts with Fighter's slash ability. Yeah, it wasn't applying to slash. There are so many bugs and exploits that I have not been showing off with slash because it hasn't been working that I will probably start showing you guys off. After receiving fatal damage, the mandrakes would perform an attack and die immediately after it. Fixed. Yeah, they had infinite attacks and would receive infinite damage. It was ridiculous. Fixed an issue where Touch of Anger, where the affected enemy units with AoE abilities would target the player's party instead of their allies. Cool. Sorry, I can hear the kittens have just snuck into the room and they are fighting, so if you can hear that in the background, that's what that bell is. The Undying Emperor's soul repulsion effect didn't work properly. Fixed. Cool. Clarified description of point of curiosity, ability to make it more clear and consistent with visual display. Nice. Fixed bug where the side could be killed by damage over time effects through his immunity before summoning reinforcements, which caused the game to lock. Yeah, that was me. I did that in the Grimdark challenge. Fixed melting effect and consistently lowering armor and deflection. Cool. I can't wait to use the pay-to-win rifle, so now that it works properly. Lowered Never Stop Believing talents bonus to willpower divided by 3. Manipulator push now has correct arm penetration. Nice. Yolet's in my sight's ability description has been updated to clarify she makes an additional attack at the start of the next turn, as with the described bonuses. Cool. Frenzy injection ability of Pain Disciple now correctly does damage to bloodthirsty experiments. Cool. Analyze enemies now correctly shows its range as unlimited. Sweet. Anguish Prospector's Invigorate buff from Invigoration ability now correctly gives an additional attack and critical hit chance. Arc Militant's Reckless Rush ability added versatility stacks even if the character didn't have any. Fixed. Argenta's Shadow of Death ability didn't work correctly. Fixed. Assassin's Dance Macabre bonus dodge chance wasn't applied when the character moved through an enemy with this ability. Fixed. Nice. Yeah, Star Military Commander's effects, they weren't applying till the next turn. They've now fixed, so now this is a usable subclass. Bestial Rage ability received an icon. Cool. Blade Dancer's Death Waltz ability should no longer attempt to target enemies already killed. Nice. Bonuses provided by Inquisitor's Decree and Inquisitor's Tenant no longer lost upon losing temporary wounds from those abilities. Huge buff to those rings that I've never had to not have that situation because I've always one-turn encounters because of it. Cold the Bold ability calculated damage incorrectly. Fixed. Oh, I don't know if that's buff or nerf. Bounty Hunter's Set Trap ability used to boost the enemy's save instead of reducing it. Fixed. Finally. Cautious Approach didn't protect from prone as described. Fixed. Welcome to the real tank. It's actually Arc Militant as well as Damage Dealer. Vanguard mains crying. Clarified multiple descriptions that hulking creatures 2x2 enormous blah blah blah. Yep. Clarifying the description of some Kimura debuffs that they cannot be removed by normal means. So that'll let you know which ones you can medpack and which ones you can't. That was also another annoyance. Yep, combat servitors in Machine Cathedral fixed. Commissars for the Emperor talent didn't always work if he's an ally. Fixed. Oh, I didn't know that one was an issue. Creatures attacked by Interrogator's Dagger will no longer move more than 4 cells. Yeah, its ability did nothing. So the Sentinel no longer counts dead allies for the purpose of using Murderous Demise. Its Claw Strike now correctly states it applies bleeding. It now correctly gives 100% hit chance instead of 100% critical hit damage. That's good, because it was way too hard. Dark Blessing now correctly applies additional damage. Death Ward's Tenacity talent didn't give temporary wounds under described circumstances. Fixed. A whole lot more usable now. Exemplar's Death Dealer talent didn't count the enemy's difficulty rank. Correctly fixed. Finally. Marksman talent didn't give bonus momentum if the attack didn't hit. I've actually never used that one, so Enemies now try to move closer if they're too far away from the party in combat. There is no action they can do instead of simply skipping their turn. Lower enemies do this already. This basically makes solo runs a lot more viable, because now enemies have to come to you. Fixed a bug where Eurolit, let's scroll my screen now, where Eurolit would not be removed if the companion list if given to the Inquisition. Cool. Fixed some two-handed melee weapons not getting double damage bonus from strength, and some one-handed weapons that were. Cool. Fixed incorrect formula calculations in the tooltip for multiple psycho abilities. Ooh, this will be interesting. See why things work the way they work. Fixed Officer's March talent having no effect. Also updated its description for clarity. Flick Bloodthirst effect from a Bloodletter Soul Binder not providing armor deflection. Also updates description to match the actual effect. Cool. Affects the description Swing Strike in all languages was Swing Strike that affects 2 enemies in front of the attacker. Now it's Swing Strike that affects up to 3 enemies. Yeah, didn't even notice that. Vibrations and Twisted Creatures are now less likely to shoot bursts that damage allies. Yeah, they did like to gun down their abilities. Grimoire of the Voids bonus didn't apply to damage over time effects. Fixed. Cool. That's some Orchestrate Fire fixes and buffs. Haywire Grenades ignored existence of some abilities that made the target count as mechanical, causing it to deal damage to them. Fixed. Nice. Hive Ward Strength Numbers talent didn't display the amount of bonus resolve. Fixed. Cool. Act 4, the game can no longer be softlocked by attacking the leads manually. Cool. In the Tsarist counter, the Skitari have their counter-attack ability. Cool. So Chorda received Soldier's Aquilia Pendant and the Commander's Gloves as starting equipment for existing games. Oh, nice. It now probably possible to kill the Hungry Blue Horrors on story difficulty. Didn't know that was a thing. I've never played story difficulty. Nauseating Regeneration now gives immunity to toxic damage and heals the owner in case of toxic damage. Officers Bring It Down ability was available out of combat. Fixed. Officers Physical Encouragement talent worked on the officers themselves. Fixed. Haha, officer nerfs. Officers Undaunted talent encountered the officer's health. Fixed. One of Winterscale's abilities functioned incorrectly, sometimes forcing him to skip turns. Fixed. Operative's Intimidation ability didn't work with Psycho abilities. Fixed. Ooh, Operative Psycho buffs. Yeah, I always said that it was stupid to use that. That's been fixed. Operative's Content Analysis applied bonuses twice. Fixed. Oh no, Operative nerfs. Operative improved tactics formula and the ability description displayed incorrectly. Fixed. Operative's Sharpshooter talent descriptions have been corrected. Bliss skill bonus is only granted once, whereas distance between operative and the target affects bonus damage. Yep, tactical knowledge had a stealth limit up to 30 stacks. Fixed this remove. Big buff. Big buff. Pascal's Machine Spirit Management could disappear. Fixed. Pascal's Manipulative Push ability was incorrectly marked as direct. Fixed. Oh, so Assassin Pascal is viable. Possessed Cognitors now have the correct ability description. Psychic Force, special ability of Force Source, now correctly applies strength damage. Huge Force Source buffs. Psychic's Mind Rupture ability was not working. The target did not attack its allies after failing the test. Fixed. I've never used it. Now you have a reason to. Removes excessive information from the Vassal of Tech debuff description. Cool. Shield the Emperor and Hammer of the Emperor now work correctly if the word of the Emperor did not affect the caster. Sweet. Soldiers Forewarning talent incorrectly included themselves for the effect. Fixed. Muzzle Velocity talent didn't apply to the first shot of the burst attack. If missed, fixed. Cool. So its first one hits now. Rapid Fire ability description was clarified that the weapon's base rapid fire would be doubled, so the bonuses from the heroic act would not be included. Yeah, you could see that was happening. It only doubles the base rate, not the increased rate, so that's fine. Run and gun could work incorrectly if the weapon set was switched after using it. That's fixed. Swiss Slaughter talent can now be taken at level 4. Fixed. Nice. Tavintus can use experimental stim without provoking tax opportunity. That's better for him. The Blood Barrier buff now correctly describes that it gives 5% armor and 3 deflection per stack. Bonus cover buff from Operative's Covert Protocol talent didn't fall off in some situations, fixed. More Operative nerfs. The bonus from Operative's Sniper Expertise talent didn't fall off after moving, fixed. More Sniper nerfs. God, they do love to nerf their own things. The extra turns granted by Pain Fury ability and other similar abilities now always only start after the action is finished, no longer activating immediately after the first hit of burst attacks. Cool. The Halo Field buff from the Halo Field emitter received a description. Cool. Taunting Scream ability now correctly states that affects targets should consider the priority targets for 3 rounds. I did wonder how often that worked, but I'd never seen combat last more than 1 round, so I never had an idea. So Forest Pioneer's protection debuff now correctly stacks up to 6 times. I did notice it wasn't stacking. Alphas go for the throat ability sometimes cause him to shoot instead of attacking a melee. Fixed. Buffs to Alpha AP farming. The lady from the planet that the governor, she now fights. Warrior's Reckless Fury talent did not guarantee automatic critical hit if it was done through another ability. Fixed. Cool. Warrior's Rigorous Training didn't interact correctly with Shearing Strikes. Fixed. Finally. You can no longer definitely gain experience from Afterlight. That was a bug that I had used before the DLC, so good to see that fixed. You can no longer use Charge, Slash, or Grenades while under the Cannot Attack effect. Oh, shame. You can now leave your units in a... You can now leave your units in a red zone near the enemies during the preparation round and still be able to start combat. Previously, there were cases an ambush could put you in an enemy unit, resulting in being unable to begin combat. Oh, okay. Cool, she got an icon in the description. So there's been a bunch of changes to items here, so there's a lot here, so we're going to just read the main ones and skip the other things. So new 4 swords, good. Rebalance of equipment and loot tables for better progression, can't wait to see what's happening there. 20 new items to loot rewards and vendors, very nice. Many items across the game have received descriptions that were missing. Nice. Several items previously unavailable to Aldar and Drukhari have been available for them to equip. So buffs for Mizari and yeah. Untainted Sacrament and Sarti's Chainsaw got new models. That's cool. Recrimator no longer works for ranged abilities of melee weapons. Cool. Arc Rifle. I'm going to skim through here to see if I can see if there's anything major here, because there is a lot. Ability from the Scarlet Signet Ring of the Inquisition now already correctly appears on the skill panel. That's good. A through an arm had obviously toughness resistance to inscription that remained in from the beta was fixed, which was cool. Omnisci axes now get increased damage. Nice. All weapons from rings now have 0 AP cost. That's very nice. They now actually have a use, because before they were just terrible. Apex Predator Gloves, description clarified to make it more clear to understand which circumstances it provides bonuses. That's better, because people used to think it didn't work, and I thought it did, but it turned out we were using it on stuff. They changed some stuff for Bede's concentration, so no longer counts movement during the combat setup phase for triggering its conditions. Bede's concentration worked incorrectly. The additional AP was not properly lost or gained in some situations. That's fixed. Automatic critical hits due to Blessed Bolter case effects will now be marked and such by the combat log. That's cool. Blast pistols had some changes. So Blessed Bolt casing was incorrectly providing additional 100% hit chance. Fixed. Some grenade changes. Bonus skills from Half the Nameless displayed correctly. Fixed. Bonuses from... Oh, Honor Insignia remained after the end of combat. Fixed. Interesting. Okay, yep, they fixed the description of Book of Minor Prayers. What's something I care about? So Bruiser Boots no longer get triggered by anything other than AoE abilities as per description. Damn, that's another nerf for Vanguards. So some of these... Oh no, Temperor's Karis Backpack's description. If I remember, they've actually nerfed this as well, because they said it was coming, because once I was pointing out I was doing 12 chainsaw attacks from one of the one that was meant to be 4. I imagine I got that nerfed. So it's had its clarified its backpack description. Oh, Burden of Servitude now correctly work in melee. Ulfar Act 5 buffs, even though there's nothing for him to fight, that's still something. Disciple Boots are now available for Marasai. Crusader Plate Helm now correctly suppresses any bonuses critical hit chance, such as Confident Approach. Damn it, my whole heavy gun build for Ulfar now has to be reworked. It sucks to suck. Edge of Hero Conceivable now needs Heretical. That's fine. Fixed Hellbrute Horn Trophy description. There's nothing really changed there. But yes, so they did actually nerf the Temperos Elite Carapace backpack. It's now got a higher divided, so you get less additional hits from it, which kind of sucks. Fixes some descriptions. Fusion guns. Ghost Sword no longer gives target extra parry. That's hilarious. Criminal of the Void's damage bonus now works on all sources of warp damage, including items. Sweet. Incubus Blade Armor no longer damages the wielder. That's a huge buff for Marasai. For his Death Aura build, this means he's going to clear battlefields without killing himself. So that's a huge buff. Marasai is now finally able to be a non-meme member of the party. Ooh, they increased the bolt pistol ammo to 8. That means that they might actually be usable now. Peculiar Trinket now correctly only uses equipped armor deflection rating to provide 10 rooms rather than all sources of deflection the wearer has. Oh no, that's another huge Vanguard nerf. They really don't like Vanguard. See, this is what happens when you over meme them, Reddit. Stop saying weak classes are OP because you get them nerfed. Prey Scanner now correctly grants double hunt down the prey bonuses, killing enemies marked as prey. That's finally working. Very nice. Pyromancer's Staff Ultimate and Desperate Axe abilities could prevent the turn from ending when skip non-attack animations option was turned on. Fixed. Sweet. Radiant Gloves now do what they were meant to do. Yeah, they weren't working. So that's nice to see. Shadow Guide Cloak now be displayed correctly when equipped by Xeno's companions. Nice. Slash ability grants by Onslaught now correctly reduces damage. Cool. They nerfed Dark Lance weapons. I didn't even know anyone was using them. Some items that could disappear were fixed. That's cool. Shared the same name despite having different stats and effects. Yeah, we noticed a lot of those whilst we were doing the loot tables. That's good. Sororitas boots no longer used by heretical follower or higher. Ooh, Sororitas power arm now has another property. Each critical hit or kill on enemy grants the wearer 5% damage. So, yeah, that's a buff to Act 5 Argenta. Why are they buffing Act 5 stuff when there's no content in Act 5? Give us some content. Like, Stormbolter magazine had its capacity increased, which is nice. Swashbuckler cloak bonuses persisted even if melee weapon was not equipped. Hilarious. Swiftshell cloak had different variants appearing depending on which character was wearing them. Fixed. Now correctly awards dodge bonus to the wearer's allies at the end of the wearer's turn. Very nice. They fixed the icon there for that. Oh yes, Temperos Carapace Elite Backpack now increases the rate of fire by ballistic score bonus divided by 4 instead of divided by 3. Yeah, this was to nerf chainsaws. What else we got here? There's a lot of stuff here. The Singing Spear has received an unsanctioned Psyker prerequisite, allowing only Idira and the Rogue Trader of Divination to use it. Was anyone even using it? That weapon was ass. The debuff now resets on Forest Pioneer's braces. That's nice. Now correctly, sweet Undying Rage now actually works on these. Various ring weapons should now state their damage type more clearly. Cool. Warpseer's goggles now changes properly. Oh no! Warp Surge Brooch no longer grants an endless amount of extra attacks. That's a big nerf. I found ways to stack that really, really high. Wravebone Necklace can now only be equipped by the Eldar, which, yeah, that's fair enough. So yeah, those are all the updates we're seeing. So there's quite a lot of item updates to go through here. Yeah, so I'm looking forward to doing that. They've had a lot of location changes for various axes, visual fixes, user interface stuff, so about the Grand Strategist zones. So a lot of this stuff, I don't really care. Oh, but they've added some nice stuff like hold position hotkey and stuff like that. I'll definitely have to go and have a look through about some of this stuff, but a lot of this stuff I'm probably certain it's not really going to... Oh, they actually added tutorial videos. That's nice. Requirement for synchronized weapons was... Yeah, it's... camaraderie badge. Yeah. But a lot of that stuff I don't really mind. That's just user interface stuff. Audio fixes, music, space. To fix the bug causing some text to appear multiple times when investigating the rumors. Fix an issue of the rumor range value was displayed incorrectly. Cool, they fixed this whole anomaly. Colony management, major updates here. So, yeah, narrative updates and item updates. So that's good. I've had their rewards costs adjusted. I'll give new rewards. Additionally, if an event requires certain resources to resolve it, it can be resolved by paying the cost directly from profit factor. That's very nice. People should no longer be awarded as cargo in several situations across the game. It should instead be appear as a colonization resource. Nice. Fixed the broken dialogue option in Colony Project Genius that caused the dialogue to loop indefinitely. Stat requirements for Bastion and Dark Elements have been reduced from 7 to 6. That's good, because that would often be stuck. But space combat and void ship management. Added icons to special zones in space combat. Nice. Fixed a few cases where space combat trophies were not automatically moved to cargo. Nice. Launched interceptors would disappear back into the hangar automatically if the ship flew too close to them. Fixed. Finally, that could ooh, that used to annoy me. Zealot macro cannons can no longer be installed on the prowl side of the void ship. Fixed an issue of ramming speed in space combat. You can now properly target enemy ships by clicking on any of their cells if you ram them. Enemy ships will also no longer fail their ram. Fixed case where when controlling the torpedo, sometimes you could move them or end their turn, resulting in a soft lock. Oh, suck. Yep, co-op's working. Fix some desyncs. Fix some co-op UI, which is cool. Fix some localization. When talking to Mario for the first time, he can be taken as a member. Fix. Characters no longer sometimes get stuck rapidly rotating when trying to interact with objects loot. The Rise achievement is no longer incorrectly instantly awarded when starting the game with a Blade Dance Art type selected. The Deepest Conviction achievement should now be awarded quickly in all cases. Destroying cover no longer counts as kills for earning achievements. Interesting. But yeah, that's it. Yeah, like I said, I'm gonna have to get on and look at this and stream it. There's a lot of changes here. I'm very excited to play. 1.3 baby. That's good jumping point for this game. If you've been waiting, obviously the DLC's been delayed till spring, but I think now's a very good time to start playing. But yeah, definitely do follow along if you want to see anything on live stream. If you have any questions, you want to come along, and yeah, nice. We're eating good. We're eating good.